It is time now to look more closely at what's been happening to our neighbors, our Manitoba neighbors up in Pukatawagan. So at last check over the weekend, there were still people trapped in the community. A massive evacuation effort was underway in Pukatawagan Cree Nation. A fire had shut down the airstrip there. Now, that was just temporarily. And then some double-rotor Chinooks from the Canadian Armed Forces were able to land and get people out. So many evacuees, as we've been telling you in the news, and if you've been following this through the weekend, are in Winnipeg, they're in the Paw, they're in Portage la Prairie, and they're in Brandon. Kelly Linklater, though, is here in studio with us in Winnipeg, and we're grateful. Vice Chief and Councillor for Pukatawagan. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks.
So how many people do you think are still left back there this morning as of when we're speaking now?
Not including the, there's about 30 members at EMO that stay behind, plus the firefighters to ensure the safety of the community infrastructure. And as late as last night, maybe a Chinook load, and then but it depends on how the weather conditions, the smoke conditions are up there. I haven't had an update as of right now.
Yeah.
So probably one more load, and that's it. Everybody will be out.
Okay. So there's 30 people there right now, plus there's people waiting to get on a Chinook still,
Right.
you believe.
Yes.
And so you figure once that last Chinook goes this morning, that will be everyone that needs to be out.
That'll be everybody that needs to come out, and then there'll be supplies sent in for the ones that are staying to keep an eye on, like I said, the infrastructure, the pets, and
the 30 people that are staying. How many people then are waiting to get on that last Chinook out this morning? Is it hundreds of people left still?
No, not even. No.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 100. Yeah.
Okay. So that's still, it's not going to be a full Chinook taking that last number of people. What's it like for you right now? You know, being out of community and everybody being all over the place and displaced. Obviously, it's unfortunately not your first time with this, but maybe to this scale.
Well, we've been through this in 22 as well. The whole community was evacuated, as well as 1989.
That's
the whole community was evacuated, but the population from 1989 to now is probably doubled. So there was more efforts to get everybody out, and this time around, the fire was right on the doorsteps of the community. So, especially on a few nights ago, where the wind shifted towards the community, and the majority of the community members were still there. So there was a lot of panic, a lot of worry, and of course on our side, we were helpless to assist. So,
as you told me off air, the current population numbers are about 4,400 members of Pukatawagan, and then about 2,400 living on reserve.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you're most worried about damage and such. The rail line is a big concern, I understand.
Right now, so the fire's still raging. Right, and but that's not once that moves on, we don't know when that's going to move on, and then KRC, our railroad company, Keewatin Railway, the employees will go down the track and assess the damage, how much track has been burnt. So we haven't even gotten there yet. So that could take a few days, and of course them to actually go down the track and replace the ties, the tracks that have been burnt. So I can maybe a couple of weeks, and then once that's done, then the hydro has to go in and assess the damage on the poles and then the wires. To date, I think there's 30 poles that need to be replaced. So that's going to take some time. Maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks for that. So I think we're going to be here for a few weeks anyway.
What have been the biggest challenges with the evacuations of the people from Pukatawagan so far?
So once they get here, because the challenges, because there's 17,000, not only from Puck, like in
overall,
in 22, I think it was just Puck that got evacuated. I'm not aware of any other communities at that time.
It wasn't
17,000
looking for help in space, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now, that's the issue. Red Cross is having a tough time finding accommodations for community members. So CNC has taken it upon themselves to look around to find accommodations for our community, and we did that 2 years ago. We assisted in accommodating in the tune of $2 million like from band support.
And what did that support? Did that support people able to find paid accommodation? Like it's not always a space; it's having paid
It's
paid hotel rooms or something.
Yeah,
that
the
might
pay
be
hotels
open.
room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're trying to get some. Are you trying again to look at getting some funding in place so people can go ahead and make? Yeah.
Yes.
So you said, you can't know how long. None of us can, right? Mother Nature here,
Yeah.
wind, and it's so volatile right now. What's your message to the people from the community, though, that might be listening right now that are displaced and wondering what's going on at home and then feeling the stress of all this?
Yeah, like I said, they've been through this before, so they know. They've been commenting. We've been through this. Once give it a few days, things are going to start to settle, and then we're going to start settling into the communities. They're going to start settling into like Niagara Falls here, of course, and Brandon, Portage la Prairie. So it's just a matter of going through the stress, through the worry of where they're going to stay, and finding families. So that's another thing we're dealing with. We're trying to connect families, keep them together, bring them together, so that the stay out here will be a little more easy.
Yeah. So maybe people that have people from Puck that might have family in Winnipeg or in Portage and Brandon, you're trying to make sure people can
get
connect
together,
with their own.
Connect, yeah.
What do you need most right now from the federal and provincial governments, and where have they where have they missed the boat here, do you think?
Because it's an emergency, obviously we're going to miss some. I think one of the missteps that might have happened for us is that did happen for us was they waited till the fire was right at the border of our community there, and it totally freaked everybody out. If there's a pending fire coming into the community, maybe expedite the process. Let's get moving. This is serious, and let's not wait around and freak everybody out. And I know the premier mentioned a couple of days ago that requested the hotels in Winnipeg and the surrounding communities maybe open up their communities, hold out on the conferences, and so we can accommodate the 17,000, not only for Matthias Colomb band members, for the other communities that are affected as well.
Yeah. So already some early lessons learned, but as you said, you appreciate lots to look at after.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right now, we'll just try to keep the community safe.
Keep the community safe, and looking, if I mean, in the future, in terms of infrastructure. We're an isolated community, and I think for safety reasons, communication reasons, because we rely on satellite, and I think communication. I think the safety and communications would be improved if the province, the feds would support infrastructure like a cell phone. And a few community members have even suggested maybe a highway into the community if we're able to have a highway there, maybe we can move people in and out, but that's still not,
Where should people go this morning, Councillor, if they want information on Pukatawagan specifically? Do you guys have an active Facebook page or a phone number, or should they just be following the regular emergency channels?
Just the regular right now. We do have an office. MKO is assisting us. Everybody knows MKO as well as AMC. We have our own community members working out there right now, visiting. We had a staff about 20 or 30 from the last evacuation, so everybody knows who the contact. So they're already going out to where community members, and they're visible, and they recognize them. And if they need assistance, going to the store, finding hygiene products, diapers for their kids.
So you have people here that are helping evacuees on the ground here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have that as well.
So watch for those folks. Yes. Thank you very much for being here. I'm sorry for the stress that your community is going through.
Thank you.
It is Kelly Linklater, Vice Chief and Councillor for Pukatawagan Cree Nation.